I sold the Santa Hold to the Light postcard for $1,900. I couldn't believe it. This was a card that I found on the Brimfield trip in the album. And if you saw that video, you know I was contemplating what to do with it. And I got a lot of comments and recommendations from people that sent me a lot of stuff, and I appreciate that, and I thank everyone. I'm going to walk you through here what the card is. Some of the people didn't hear about it or have seen that video, and they've asked me a lot of questions. They want me to put a video about it, so they're interested. It finally arrived, and he signed for the package, and everything's good, so I'm able to do the video now. But let me walk through this little video to show you what the card is, and how some people ask me how I packed it, and what the rules are, and something like this, and stuff like that. The top question is people said, were you nervous? You know, I've been selling for a while, and the money's not mine until it's done. So I was nervous, a little anxiety, probably did a little bit more checking than I usually do, but not as bad as I thought I would be, thinking about this and stuff. You just, sometimes it's out of your control. Once I put it in, dropped it off at the post office, that was probably the most nerve-wracking, is not having control of the card after that. But anxiety a little bit, but not as much as I thought. Now here's the listing that I put up for this card after doing all the research. And if you look at the title, I put Postcard Christmas Uncle Sam, Santa Claus, Hold to the Light, HTL, posted 1912. Kind of goes against some of the stuff I say in videos. But where I got that is there was a Worth Point sale that I looked at. Connie let me know about it, and I went ahead and redid my Worth Point, so I have it for another month, and I went and looked at it. Well, I copied the title from there, and that's where HTL and the posted 1912, and you know, kind of used the same wording. So I didn't reinvent the wheel. You don't have to. So that's there, and I put $1,900 in there. The one in Worth Point sold for like $1,800. And people ask me why did I put $1,900. I just put $1,900 best offer. I was basically testing the market. I wanted to see what offers would come in. I never really expected anybody to pay full price. But after doing more research after it sold, this card is worth $1,900. It's he got a great deal. I probably might have went higher if it would have sat longer. But he got a good deal. I'm happy. He's happy. Everybody's happy. But if you notice the shipping on there, I only put $5. I only put standard shipping. I figured if someone's going to spend that much money on a postcard, I'm going to end up paying insurance, and I'm going to up it to priority anyway. So I just put $5 there. It's baked into the price. Now, what is this postcard? This postcard is what they call an Uncle Sam Santa Hold to the Light postcard. It's in really good condition. The card itself. Now, as you'll notice in the images here I show you in a minute, I don't have the card anymore, so I can't show it here. But I did show it in the other video. There are some marks on his beard and his cuff, but I did call that out in the listing. But the card is really tight. There was no really that bad, hardly any edge damage, warping. It laid flat. So it was a really nice card. But let me give you a closer look to the card. Now here is the front of the card and the back of the card. Now if you notice that Santa, this image has been used with Santa with his leg up there, like the Captain Morgan commercials, with his knee bent. That image was used on non-Hold to the Light postcards that I found, but those cards were only selling for $12 is what they were listed for. So this image was reused on this card, and the stars, the Christmas greeting, and the bulbs on the tree will glow when you put a light behind it. And then the postmark on there said 1912, nice and clear. You can see that. Now here's two images of darker when I put the light behind it, and I actually used these images in the listing. And some other person that watches the channel said that he did the same thing and it sold the card. So if you have a Hold to the Light card, try to do something like this. It probably helped a little bit. So you notice the stars light up, the bulbs, and the Christmas, and then I did a darker one where it really shows what glows with the light behind it. So that's what the card was. A Hold to the Light Uncle Sam Santa. A lot of people ask me, what are the eBay rules about this? Well, eBay has a couple things for anything over $750. In order for sellers to receive protection on eBay when a buyer reports an item not received or opens a payment dispute, and for buyers to be protected if a seller doesn't receive a returned item, we require that a signature confirmation be added when shipping high value orders. Now, high value is vague, so they get them a little more clear as you get into the questions at the bottom. So the seller, when should ask the question, when should I purchase signature confirmation in order protected against an item not received or payment dispute? This comes right out of eBay. I'm not making this up. If the order has a total cost, including shipping costs and any taxes, of $750 or more, you're required to purchase signature confirmation. That's the USPS. When you go to buy the label, you can click on that, and there's a cost to that. So it means the buyer has to be delivered to the person and they sign for it. To be signature confirmation to be protected if a buyer reports an item not received or opens a payment dispute. So those are the rules. So I had to use, it was over $750, so I had to use that. Then other people ask me, how did I pack this card? Well, I don't pack this many cards like that, so I packed it like it was glass. So the first thing is I used the rigid mailer. These are those rigid mailers that you put cards in, like, to protect them. They make them for baseball cards, different sizes. This is a little bit 5x7 or something. So I put the card inside the mailer. The next thing is I put the rigid mailer inside a water resistant Ziploc bag that closes watertight. Then that bag went into this little poly bag like thing, which is bubble wrap, and then I put it in this small postcard box here that I use in there. Then I took this box and I put it in a plastic bag that I use for action figures when I ship them. I wrap that around. It's just like a bag you would find in a small garbage can, real thin plastic and stuff, a little water resistant just to make sure. And I put that around it, and I put this in a 10x8 6 eBay box, and I put void fill around it, made sure it was taped real well, and then I printed out the USPS priority label with signature confirmation and put that on the box. And I always use these stickers for priority. I put 3 stickers on every box that's priority, 1, 2, 3, top, bottom, and one of the sides. And that has seemed to help. I did not do a pickup. I brought it to the post office on Saturday, said, may I have a receipt? And she said, you never asked for a receipt. I said, no, but this one I do. I didn't tell them what's in it, didn't tell them what it's worth. No one knows. That box is out of my control. Let them think there's a tree or something in it. And that's all I did. And then I just wait. Now, I hardly ever watch tracking. You know, I don't go to customers and say, hey, did you receive your item? You're just opening up the door. This one, I watched tracking. I wanted to make sure it got there. And I mailed it on Saturday, and they got it on Tuesday. 3 days, it made it. Then I received the feedback the same day it was delivered from the customer. This is what makes me feel good. I wasn't that worried about the post office or the packing. I was more worried what the customer was going to think of that card. He wrote back and said, great card, or great postcard, packaged very well, sent fast, everything was fine. I'm feeling good about this. So that's why I'm doing the video. I wasn't going to do a video about this card until I made sure everything was good. A lot of people have asked me, questions about it, but one person asked a direct question. I was asked, how did I know this card was a $1,900 card? It was worth this much. I didn't. I know what a Hold to the Light postcard is. I know what they look like. I know how to identify them. I know they go for more than the average money. But I had no clue this thing was I never saw one of these before. I never looked at one. $1,900 card. But after talking, once I put it out and I talked to different people and say, hey, I got something special here, they came back with some stuff, like a little army out there telling me different things. I dug a little deeper myself. I wasn't going to give it away. I wanted to get what I could out of it. This is the biggest postcard sale I have ever sold. The highest price postcard. I've never sold one at this price. And I thank everybody for helping with getting to the right price and getting the information that you gave me. In my wildest dreams, I never thought I would sell a card like this. It's basically being at the right place at the right time. And you know what? I think there's some luck involved too. But one of the key things is I knew enough to know it was a hold of the light. And if you watch the videos on this channel, I give you enough information on each type of postcard that you can identify things. And I do have a video about hold to the light postcards. So if you watch this video, it could help you find them. Now, hold to the light postcards can be elusive. If you're just thumbing through a box and you don't pick it up and feel the thickness or hold it to the light, you can miss. If you see one of those, they can be special. How special? You got to do the homework like I did. But I appreciate all the support, and I hope you guys find the next card like this. Keep hunting out there for your average cards that sell every day, and when you find one of these, that's just the cream on top of everything, and it's a really good feeling when everything finally works out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.